Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive JT. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the appearance of the Jeep Gladiator. Specifically, does it have to have a lift put on for aesthetic reasons, to make it look better? You know, the Toyota Tacoma, in my opinion, must have a lift to make it look better. It doesn't have to be crazy or anything, even just to level it out and you're done. But what about the Jeep Gladiator? Before we get into that, there's a couple of housekeeping things I told you guys I would let you know about in an upcoming video. First one is the vibration. You know, I have a vibration, or had a vibration, in the Jeep Gladiator, and I put in some fuel injector cleaner. You know, that engine stuff you dump in with a full tank of gas? First time I did it, worked just fine. Got rid of the vibration. About 3 months or so later, it started to happen again. So I thought, gee, maybe this is going to be an ongoing thing with the Jeep Gladiator. You just have to keep putting this stuff in. So I did. I put another bottle in, and I'm happy to say it has gotten rid of it. Nice and smooth, runs the way that it should. So I'm convinced that the Jeep Gladiator needs a bottle of this stuff every 3 months or X number of miles. I don't know, I don't really track it by miles, but every 3 months or so seems to do the trick. Do it at your own risk. There are people out there who say, it says in the manual not to put that stuff in your Jeep. Well, does it say in the manual how to stop the engine check light from coming on? How to fix the auxiliary battery from draining? No. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But again, your Gladiator is your Gladiator. Do what's right for you. Secondly, the VOS switch. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you real quick. Let's pop the hood open. Oh, and speaking of popping the hood open, I do have the hood struts on here. You just saw how easy it was. Those things are awesome, particularly on the Jeep Gladiator with its heavy hood. It does have a heavier hood on it than just the regular Jeep, I guess, or regular Gladiator does. Nonetheless, still nice to have to be able to do a one-hand operation, just in case you happen to be a YouTuber like me and one hand is holding that camera. But let's talk about the VOS switch, or VOS switch. I'm still not sure exactly how to pronounce it. It's this unit here. It sits on top of the battery or over the battery. The switch itself is doing just great. What I like about this, it's under the hood, all the wiring for all of the lights and things you can see up there. There's some in the back. For all of the lights and electric accessories that I have are all controlled right there. Now, you have to run one wire, and there is a little grommet type area down there that you can run through. I've showed that in previous videos. But the cool thing about this unit, it fits right up here in your grab handle area. It replaces that cover over there, and it looks OEM to me. It works perfectly, not having any problems with it at all. There is one comment I'll make, and this has been mentioned on the channel. What happens when you have to change the battery? Because obviously the battery's here, this is on top of it. You would have to unbolt it and pull it to the side. So if you do something like this, just make sure that you leave yourself enough wire length so that you can move this over to go ahead and put the new battery in. That's really the only issue, but as you look underneath the hood here, it's pretty packed with engine. So there's not really any other space you could put it. Maybe you could put it in the back seat somewhere and then run wires to the battery to power it. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. But that's really the only ding I have about it. Let's go ahead, put this hood back down. Again, nice and easy with those struts. I love that. One thing I've been worried about, a little side note, when I brought it in the garage this morning, I heard some noise underneath the hood, and it was parked outside. Rats. We have rats in this area, unfortunately. And I was thinking, oh great, do I have a family living underneath the hood? I thought when I popped the hood this morning, I might actually get a shocking surprise, but fortunately not, no issues. So let's get on to the topic of the video, I guess. Do you have to lift the Jeep Gladiator to make it look good? If you're going for aesthetics, it does provide a practical use, in that if you're an off-roader and you want to have clearance, then you might want to consider a lift. However, I would say definitely not. Now, full disclosure, the Mojave trim level does come with a 1-inch lift in the front. It has coils that are, I guess, taller from what I understand, and that yields a 1-inch lift. But you don't need a lift on the Jeep Gladiator to make it look good. All you need to do is change out the wheels and tires. You know, I went with a different wheel, obviously aftermarket, with an offset that gives me a little bit of poke, if you will, to get the tires outside of the fender well a little bit. I love it. I love the look of it. I think it's great. It's not too much. It's not crazy. You know, you've seen trucks probably going down the road before where the tires hang way out. We don't have that at all. When you look at the back of the Gladiator, you hardly even can tell unless you go to the side, and then you can see them pop out a little bit. It just gives you that tougher, more aggressive look on the truck. Now, as far as the tires themselves, you know, there's all kinds of chatter out there about how big can you go? Can you put a John Deere tractor tire on here? Well, with the right manipulation and modding, I suppose you could. I don't know why you'd want to. These tires are a 285/70 R17, so they're nothing huge. They're about a 34, I believe, inch tire. That's it. That's all you get. But the look of the tire themselves, these are the Falcon Wild Peaks, and I have to say, I am sold on these. I love these tires. They do great in the rain. I'm sure they do good in the snow. They're nice and aggressive. Of course, where I live down here in South Texas, where right now it's 73 degrees at, I don't know, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's quite warm, so we don't get snow and ice and all that kind of stuff, so I haven't had these in that kind of weather. But in the rain, they've done really well. They look good. They give you that nice, muscular, aggressive look, and I think they're perfect for the Jeep Gladiator. Secondly, second is probably the KO2s. I don't know. They ride a little bit rougher. They do look good as well, but I think the Falcon Wild Peaks do it for me. Anyway, the answer is no. You do not have to have a lift to make the Jeep Gladiator look good. You'll be amazed if you just slap on some wheels with an offset that pops everything out a little bit and some tires that are just a little bit bigger and more aggressive looking than stock. You will be amazed at the transformation of your Jeep Gladiator. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, give you guys a little bit of an update of some things I said I would update you on after a little bit of time had passed on the truck, and let you know, at least my opinion, that you don't have to lift the Jeep Gladiator to get a good look out of it. Leave a comment, let me know. Do you agree or not? I'd be curious. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Mod Driven, all about the Honda Civic, and Rob Motive, all about the Toyota Tacoma. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? And while you're at it, smash the subscribe button here too. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.